Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMTrading. Today is March 11th, 2022, and today is Friday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, the Turkish Lira just quietly continues to weaken versus the USD. We're going to take a look at that in just a second. Looking at the major economic events of the day out of the United States, University of Michigan consumer sentiment number coming out. This is a really important number that's coming out, so you do want to know. Now, looking at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, the British pound has fallen and it can't get back up. We're going to take a look at that as well. Looking at the indices, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ roller coaster of a ride yesterday. Now looking at commodities, gold steady while oil retreats. Looking at the stocks, tech stocks bounce, most of them at least. Facebook still very weak. And lastly, looking at Bitcoin, unchanged week to week. It's back at 38,000. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're starting with the Euro USD at a 4-hour chart, and pretty much you could see, okay, I keep on saying that pretty much, but look at that bull flag, all right? That looks like a bull flag if I knew one. So I do anticipate it for it to break out here, but in case it doesn't, your support level is right here at 109.40-ish level, 109.30-ish level. It's a type, it's at the bottom of the range. So you want to keep this in mind for later today if it does break out. Now looking at the Gbp USD, check this out. At 130.87, this could really break further down here. If it does break 130, guess what? We're going back to the 129, 128-ish level. Okay, so that's really something to consider as this has fallen and doesn't look like it wants to get back up. Okay, it's only about 50 pips away from that 130-ish round number. And look at the volume that is increasing here. Look at this. This is where an astute trader really pays attention to these things, because it does look like it's going to further sell off. Because look at all this volume. This volume is very light. And we haven't seen this type of activity, look, since back in the beginning of the pandemic. Okay, so keep that in mind as this makes a considerable correction. Now, this is all obviously tied up to what's happening in the Ukraine. Whether or not war will spill over to the rest of Europe, that still remains to be seen. Now looking at the Aussie USD, a little bit more resilient here. If looking at a 1-hour chart, we did get back up, okay, whereas the GBP, it doesn't look like it. So looking at here, you know, is it going to make a double top? That potentially could be the case, but it's not just, it's not trading tremendously right now, okay? This wouldn't be my focus. My focus would be looking at crude oil, 107.66. That is very decent retracement, and I'm looking for a potential bounce here. Let's see if we do get it. Looking at gold also, we did retrace here. That's a daily. Look at where we're at right now. It looks like we found a footing, a 1980-ish level, 1970-ish level right here as a bottom for now, okay? I'm not saying that this might not break it further down, but for now, we've found a footing, okay, where we could potentially bounce off of. Now, jumping into the Dow Jones yesterday, wow, we went from 32,300 down to 32,500. Okay, at a certain point, you can't see it right here, but at 800, and then broke down to 700, and then bounced right back. Okay, it's a 500-point area that we're trading in. 500 points on one lot is $2,500 in 1 day of trading. So great opportunities yesterday. Now we bounced back to the 33,254, and stocks have been relatively strong. Okay, relatively. I'm not saying across the board, but they're relatively strong. So let's take a look at them. If we look at Apple, got a little bit of a bounce yesterday. Facebook got a little bit of a bounce. Okay, it's selling off less, let's just call it, but still very weak. If we look at a daily, you can see that 188, 180-ish level is that bottom right now. So this could potentially bounce from here. Microsoft bounced further yesterday, 285. Amazon sustained that area, okay, did not break further, okay, and then, you know, did a gap up. So that was a positive sign from Amazon. Like looking at JP Morgan also turned itself around. We're looking at daily here. Let's look at a 4-hour. It turned itself around after gapping up and sustaining itself, still green on the day. So that was a positive sign as well. Now jumping to the Turkish Lira. This is where it's really getting very interesting. We're looking at a daily. Okay, we've gone from 1349 to 1949, okay, in a matter of less than a month. okay, between this area. And it just, look at that chart. That is unbelievable. This is just buy and hold, right? Look at that. It's just so, every time it retraces to its moving average, just buy and hold, buy and hold. Look at that. I've never seen a graph like this at a 1 hour. Look at that at a 4 hour. Okay, but the breakout happened at 1423, and then, okay, we did miss this opportunity, but keep it on your radar because it's happening and it's trading, and potentially you could make some good money out of it. Now, looking at Bitcoin, lastly, this is a daily chart, and you can see pretty much week to week we did nothing. Okay, we went back to where we were a week ago, so you can see the difference. Just look at the difference. This is really charting 101. Look at this chart and look at this chart. Okay, this is a 1 hour chart and this is a 1 hour chart. What does this tell you? It tells you that there's no, this is not trading in a trend. This is trading in a range where right here, it's trading in a trend. This is buy and hold. Great opportunity, very healthy kind of environment in order to just buy and hold. Whereas here, when you're trading Bitcoin, you have to sell the top, buy the bottom, sell the top, buy the bottom. Now look at what a very tight range we've been in, between 39 and 38-ish level. That's a pretty tight range for Bitcoin. So keep that in mind. So lots happening next week. We'll see you here on Monday. God bless and have a good weekend. Thank you.